This is dial number 2 that I'm working on. So I'm working on 2 dials at the same time, and so I've gotten further along with the first one that's a little smaller. This one's a little bit bigger and it's a little more complicated. So what I'm doing right now actually is there's gonna be kind of a fire escape here. So there's going to be a door there. This will be a non-functioning door, mainly because if it was a door that can open and close, and there'd be nothing on the other side, because that's going to be the second story. We do have a working door on level number 1. So what I did basically is I haven't, one of the things that as I go through this process, you learn new tips, tricks, I guess, and I think I've mentioned this before, where I would just kind of glue the frame, paint everything, then be real careful painting the frame, which is usually going to be another color outside, outside of the cement wall, and it was just more time consuming. So now basically what I do is I just paint these separate, and at the very end, when everything's painted, I glue them on, and that definitely helps with time. So what I did basically is, I put the framework here, kind of measured it, and just kind of made a wooden door. I cut it out, and then because a lot of people ask me about that look, it's just basically, you can see it's kind of squeezed out on the back, always sloppy on the back. And then when I put the glue gun, getting it ready so I can kind of glue the door in place so it doesn't get pressed in, basically. So real quick, this is what it's gonna look like. Sorry about that. This is what it's gonna look like. Something like this. And then we have, let me see if I should have maybe prepared this before, but and then we're gonna put our Alright, so that's a basic look at what this piece is, the details of this piece, or the highlights of the piece. I am going to put kind of a railing here. That's been the biggest challenge so far. Again, most of my dials are made to be taken apart and put away, so I have to be real careful of making pieces for it that aren't going to break too easy. So I do have an idea for the railing, and I think I'm going to support it by sticking it into the wall here, but still being able to remove it when you want to put it away. So I believe, I don't have my ruler here, man, but I want to say it's 16 inches tall. I believe it's 18 or 19 across, and probably 11 deep. I'll confirm that as I get further with the video. But yeah, this is where we're at so far. Just wanted to kind of not miss this opportunity, because I'll be taking this with me tomorrow, and I'm going to start painting and doing a little bit more. So definitely wanted to get it on tape before I go any further along. Alright, so it looks like we are on the fast track to finishing this, or getting some progress done. It is Saturday, August 30th. I have to be at a wedding tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow night I'll have some more time to work on this. Although tonight I will be hopefully have painted this wall and that wall, and installed the door and the frame up here. Yeah, so I decided to go with this color. I've used this color before on the Walking Dead dial that I did. It was like a slide door, which is kind of the classic color for that type of metal sliding door. And I don't think I've used it since then, so I thought it would look a good contrast color with the brick, the gray. And then this is wood. It's going to be a wooden door, so I figured that would be kind of cool to have the gray, the green, and the brown, the dark brown. And then the fire escape is going to be black. Floor is going to be black with some light brown highlights for the dirt and smut and junk and all that other stuff. Yeah, so this is where we're at. So I am quickly progressing to finishing the paint job, because the most challenging part again is going to be that railing, as that is not going to be an easy task. I'm going to have to use, just giving it some thought, I'm going to have to use a Dremel, some balsa wood, and hopefully that will work out, and get creative on how I can put it in a way where it can stay up there when it's being used for displaying, and easily be put away when it's being stored away and not being used at all. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I still have to get a doorknob. Hopefully I'll grab that tomorrow. I'm gonna install another piece here where that metal slash, or air quote, that pole that's gonna be supporting the fire escape will be. So yeah, quickly progressing along, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming out. And this is the update so far. So next update should be a semi-finished product. I'm looking at the times of this video, and it looks like this is gonna be on the shorter end, which is cool with me. One of the things that I've realized as I continue this journey of sharing the process with you guys is that I get new followers or new subscribers pretty frequently. So sometimes I'm getting 1 or 2 a day, and so it's unrealistic to expect or to think that everyone who's subscribing is going to go back and watch 60 some odd videos. So what I think I'm going to start doing is rehashing some tips, and anytime I think of something I can share with you guys, although I might have shared it on an older video, I will share it again. So bear with me for those who have already know about it, have been kind of following along throughout the entire journey, and I'm hoping that the new people that are now following or now subscribed can take something from some of these tips. So here is a situation where I'm painting the top in a gray. It's going to be cement, and then the bottom's going to be brick. So in the beginning, when I first started making brick walls, I would mix paint, and then at one point I remember walking through it's called not Michael's. We have a art store called Michael's, and the other one is wow, how is there? AC Moore. So one day I'm walking, just looking at their acrylic paint, and I see that they have a brick red acrylic craft paint by a company called My Studio that I've mentioned this before a bunch of times. But one of the reasons I like this paint is because it's a watered down paint, which means I have to give it 2 coats every single time. 1 coat is not enough. 2 coats is perfect. And because it is watered down, it almost leaves this kind of weird consistency that I think looks lends well to the realism of bricks. So this is what I use, and then what I generally do is I have a whole bunch of these stickers from my job. We got rebranded, and we're no longer called the Villa Victoria Center for the Arts. Kinda. It's we're not using this logo. So there was a whole bunch of these stickers. So what I've been doing is you can do this with index cards as well. So what I do is I kind of just cut them in half, and because it's already split, I just kind of slide it into the slot there. And then what it allows me to do is when I start painting, I can paint close to it, then paint the cement on the other side. And when I take off kind of this divider, it's a really clean look. And so that's a lot of times one of the biggest compliments I get is that my pieces always look really clean. Well, that's one of the secrets, is just making sure that not only is it a good way to save some time, and if I was to do it, I can do it without this. I just have to be really slow and careful for 2 coats, and then do the same thing for the top. So that can be a little time consuming. So by doing this, I can be a little more reckless and just like go quick. And it, when I take this off, and then the other thing is I take it off before the paint fully dries, because if you let it dry, it'll stick the paper to the foam, and when you take it off, you'll see some pink in between. So I do it, and then in the drying process, I take it out beforehand. So that means I have to be quick. I have to finish this, then do the gray, so then I can take this off, and it doesn't leave any residue of the paper or rip away the foam. So yeah, so just wanted to share that, and that's just kind of a little tip that I figured out along the way, and it's made life easier when it's time when it comes to time to paint. All right, y'all. Peace out. All right, so a little more progress on this one. Yesterday I created the railing that's gonna go on this fire escape. So this is the side piece. One of my biggest challenges, as I've mentioned before, is that everything I make, especially in cases like this where it's a commission and it's being mailed out, I have to be careful about the structure and it not breaking during shipping, but more importantly, it being modular enough to take apart, put together, take apart, put together various times. And how do you do that in a case where he kind of wanted a fire escape? So as I've shown before, this is just a thicker foam board, project foam board. So that becomes kind of the how I'm able to put the this part on, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to put another little structure there and put a little something there, put some more details to it. And then another challenge is how can I put this up here in a way that it doesn't get in the way. Well, not get in the way, but in a way where he can pose action figures, take pictures, and it's not going to get in the way in terms of it just falling. You know, I obviously I just place it there and it's fine, but if you put a figure leaning on it, it's going to be an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to carve. I extended it. I made it a little bit longer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve some holes in the wall, and then I'm going to be able to kind of just stick it in there. And then the other challenge became, how do you make this part, you know, kind of, you know, I can probably have it set in there and it'll balance out. And I thought about sticking into the wall as well. But what I'm going to do instead is, originally I had bought these neo magnets. The problem is that these neo magnets would be too big, too wide. So I do have these little ball magnets. So I'm going to Dremel a hole in here and in the top, glue that little magnet on there, so that when this part goes up, it could just kind of magnetize, and it'll be easy to put on and take off. And I'm sorry if the camera works all over the place. So I just wanted to share that. Also real quick, for the first time I'll be using some hinges. I've used these doorknobs before, so we're going to put a doorknob there and a doorknob there. This is not a working door. This is actually foam board. This is balsa wood. But we will put a doorknob there, and I will be putting the hinges there as well. So that should be a real cool look. Again, something I've never used before. These neo magnets, never used before, was hoping to use for this, but it's not going to work for this project. But that's okay, because they're a smaller magnet, so I'm pretty sure I'll find some use for it. And that's where we're at so far. So still got to paint the floor, create a little more detail here, and yeah, we're almost a wrap with this bad boy. All right, man, this is done. This is officially done. Just put the acrylic sealer a few minutes ago, and it is ready to get shipped off. So the stats real quick: it is 18 inches across, it is 16 inches tall, and it is, I didn't measure how deep it was. I think it's 11. Usually it's 12. So it's 12 deep. Wanted to always wanted to create, you know, a fire escape type of dial, and actually created this a long time ago. And somebody requested, and I was like, word, I got a piece that I can use already. That was time consuming back when I did it, but because it was already set, all I had to do was create these handrails and figure out a way of how to hang it up. That was the most difficult part. So real quick, working door with a doorknob. We got some piping, which is held with a zip tie. So I've been doing the zip tie thing. We got some, you know, gunk and what have you. Cement pillar. It helps hold up the fire escape. That is not a working door. Just some hinges that I put, another doorknob, but pretty much this is the foam. And I just carved wood on the foam, and this is actual balsa wood. And this is just a frame, again, that usually comes, whenever you buy a door, it comes with an extra frame, so I'm always able to use it. So real quick, I think the most important part of this video is almost a quick how-to, because this is being shipped shipped off to Chicago, I believe. I think when I got the order, he was living in California and he's back in Chicago. I believe that's what it is. So this is a video that's going to be important because I'm going to teach you real quick how to put this thing on and take it off. So first and foremost, you start off with this piece. Well, I guess when you get it, it's not going to be together. So maybe I should have started the other way, but it doesn't matter. Reverse it. So I was able to basically dig the top and bottom of the rail is dug into there. So pretty much I guess when you first get it, it's gonna be like this once you put it together. This already been glued in this way where all you have to do is kind of stick it into the hole. It's kind of sloppy because I missed a couple times, but cover it up with glue so it'll fit in. You want to get it so that when you put it in, it's as close, it's not leaning that way, and it's kind of just in the middle. So that's the first thing I do. Then at the bottom here, you're gonna see the only hole on this at all. So use those two things to kind of lay it on top of, and it should fall right into the hole. You'll know it's the right side to put into the wall because it's the non-painted side, and pretty much I'm going to try my best to do this with one hand. I may not be able to though. Let me see. Yeah, I did it. Cool. So stick it into the wall as much as you possibly could. It should look like something like this. So it should be this deep. So you see there's a little bit of magnet there. A small magnet there. They don't work. I mean, it works, but you have to stick this part of the railing into the wall. So I may not be able to do that with one hand, but it fits there. Yeah, there you go. And then you just have to adjust it, move it around a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of loose there, so you kind of adjust it until it falls into place. Yeah, it was definitely a challenge, man. I actually kind of was giving it more thought than actual work at some point because I was just trying to figure out how can I put this where it's strong enough that you can put actual figures up here and it won't fall apart, and then you can still take it apart and ship it with no problem. Yeah, so that's it pretty much. Manhole cover non-working here. I think that's it. So I'm happy with the way it came out. I really like that door. First time I use hinges. I've used those doorknobs before, and I hope he likes it when he receives it. Yeah, another one in the book. So I was able to finish almost on time. I think I'm a couple days over a deadline that I usually set a deadline for myself. I tell people 10 to 14 days. This might have taken 16, 17 days, so a few days over. But it was a little more difficult, a little more challenging because you want to make sure that what he wants is going to work. And, these were created. Did I take a video? I don't think I took a video. Basically, this is a balsa wood, like the more sturdy balsa wood. And I took a Dremel and just Dremel the holes in there. And this is just those longer sticks that I cut and measured. And that's how we came up with the fire escape. All right, y'all. It is a wrap. Audi 5000. Peace.